1822 here to review AEW World's End. AEW been on a roll with these pay-per-views, and I cannot wait to talk about this show. What a way to close out the last pay-per-view in 2025 from AEW, and it really got me looking forward to see what's going to take place in 2026 with this company. So let's talk about World's End. The show we kick off with the Continental Tournament semifinals match, Okada versus the Keshka. This a match a lot of people were waiting for, and both guys delivered in this match. This was a physical match right here. You can see all the marks on Okada's neck and face. That lets you know these guys was not holding anything back. One thing about these wrestlers from Japan, they are willing to go the extra mile inside the ring. And I'm glad the fact that Okada did cheat his way in victory in this match while using the screwdriver on the Keshka. This just means the Keshka and Okada are not over just yet. Okada will head to the finals, but who will he face? I'll get to that later on. Because the next match is another Continental semi-finals match. Jon Moxley versus Kyle Fletcher. The thing about this, man, it just tells you Jon Moxley is a very underrated ring worker. I know a lot of people talk about all the blood and the hardcore matches, but they continue to sleep on his in-ring work. And it's so funny seeing Jon Moxley for the last couple weeks on AEW television. The crowd is warming up to Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley in his match against Kyle Fletcher was the babyface in this match. The man ended up chipping his tooth. So that lets you know what type of match it was between Kyle Fletcher and Jon Moxley. And Kyle Fletcher, he been on a roll since the tournament started. And I gotta say, this been his best matches in AEW. And I did like the fact that he looked for the screwdriver, but Okada used it already in the first match. So I was surprised that Jon Moxley actually won by submission on Kyle Fletcher. I did not see Jon Moxley heading to the finals, but the good thing about this tournament, it's been very unpredictable. Great job by you, Tony Khan. Now, who will win the finals of this Continental Tournament match? Of course, I'm going to tell you about that later on. But we got some other matches still. FTR versus Bang Bang Gang Chicago Street Fight Tag Team Championship match. This was a solid street fight match. It went a bit too long for me. They could have shaved off about 8 to 10 minutes, and you could have still got the same results with this match. We all knew FTR had no shot of losing their tag team championship belts, but I will say the biggest bright spot of the match for me was Juice Robinson. And I remember at one point when I seen him the first time on TNA, when he was still in New Japan, I was not a fan of him. But when he came to AEW, he really grew on me, especially as a character. So he really stood out to me in this match. FTR been one of my favorite tag teams for the last couple years. They are still the AEW Tag Team Champions. Now, the question is, when will Colt and Christian come back? Because that's the match everybody is waiting for. Baszler Rand versus Athena and Mercedes Moné, AEW Women's Tag Team Championship match. Now, this match, it has some sloppy moments here and there, but this was an enjoyable tag team match. The crowd was into it. Harley Cameron, I do love her, but she in the ring with 3 experienced women, so of course she gonna look the worst out the bunch. But I like the fact how at certain time periods of the match you had Mercedes and Athena messing up. So I said to myself, hey, are they going to tease us with a future match between these two doing all this stuff right here? And you know about Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Moné, all the history with each other. So I was happy with this match right here. And once again, Mercedes Moné takes the pinfall in this tag team match. Still your AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. And I did enjoy later on with Mercedes Moné being interviewed. She is losing her mind now. She continued to lose these matches. And she called out Willow Nightingale on the next Dynamite. She will put her TBS Championship line against Willow Nightingale. And we all know about the match they had in New Japan when Mercedes broke her ankle. Then Mercedes beat her for the TBS Championship. So there's a possibility that Mercedes Moné is going to drop the TBS Championship to Willow Nightingale or make her a tag champion and the TBS champion. It might happen, and I'm really looking forward to that match. Wednesday night, Mercedes Moné is about to do the best character work of her career. Now everybody shut the hell up about why she was winning so many belts. You now have your answer. Gabe Kidd versus Darby Allin. Now, I have not seen much of Gabe Kidd, but man, he really impressed me in this match. He gained a new fan and made more guys will bust their open. Gabe Kidd, I love his style. This was an aggressive match. It felt like these two guys do not like each other. We all know what took place during the Blood and Guts match when Darby got put through the table. This was a match that I'll be all for looking back at. It never had a dead spot. They went 100 miles per hour in this match right here. Your winner in this match, Darby Allin. I'm not sure what's next for Darby Allin. Gabe Kidd, I know he's still with New Japan, but I love to see him be signed by AEW. The Mixed Nuts Tag Match. Now, when I seen this match got made, I was like, okay, this seemed like something that should be a Dynamite match or Collision match. And by my surprise, this match over-delivered. This was so fun of a match. I never seen anything like this because you had Tony Storm involved, and you also had Marina Shafir, who've been really doing great stuff on AEW television. And watching this match right here and the Death Riders, I love how they're working together every single time they had someone on the corner of the rope and they were all taking a chance on each opponent. It was just so much fun stuff in this match. Marina Shafir and her husband, Roger Strong, the crowd popped for that stare down between the two. Tony Storm, very entertaining. Cody put her in his swing. And the stuff with Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm was just so awesome. The babyface team get the victory. Tony Khan, I'm all for another Mixed Nuts tag team match. This match had hold on, what are we looking for? This match had no business being this entertaining. This was just sports entertainment. It was a match not to be taken serious, just pearl fun, and I did not see myself coming and praise this match the way I am. Women's Championship match, Chris Statlander versus Jamie Hayter. Now, they did have to work with the crowd being a little out of it. We know AEW shows are long. They have a bunch of matches. So, there are going to be certain time periods where they just don't have energy. But this was a very good match between Statlander and Jamie Hayter as expected. I love how they're doing both each other moves. And that Chris Statlander, when she did Jamie Hayter Larian, I was like, oh my God. I love Jamie Larian, but I'm like, damn, I don't think she ever did one that looked that good the way Chris Statlander did it. Chris Statlander is such on a roll in AEW. I'm glad Jamie Hayter was able to be in a title picture again, because we all know the situation when she got injured, and it took a while for Tony Khan to finally bring Jamie Hayter back to being one of the top women in the company in the division. But still, your AEW Women's Champion, Chris Statlander. Now, after this outcome, I would love to see Jamie Hayter go back to being a heel. And I would love to see Jamie also get her old look with the blonde hair. I do like the curl look she had, but I just prefer that old Jamie Hayter look. She looked more like a star with that look. So we're going to see what's next for Chris Statlander and Jamie Hayter. I'd be all for a rematch on Dynamite or another pay-per-view. The final of the Continental Tournament match, Okada versus Jon Moxley. I really enjoyed this match right here. Once again, Jon Moxley came off like a babyface. The crowd was behind him. They was not cheering for Okada. Jon Moxley, once again, I gotta say it, his in-ring work is underrated. I love the pace of this match. It wasn't trying to go too fast. It was paced perfect, and the crowd were invested in this match. It never felt like it went on too long for me. I was so invested between Jon Moxley and Okada. Okada, I've been loving him as a heel. He really thriving in this role. I rather see him in this role than be a babyface. And by my surprise, Jon Moxley defeats Okada to become the brand new Continental Champion. He won this tournament. No one seen this coming And then John Moxley get on the microphone and cuts a babyface promo while the Death Riders out there cheering him. He said, "This is for everybody. AEW is the best." I'm like, hold up, I did not see this coming at all. So I was expecting a beatdown from the Death Riders, but look like AEW just going to take their time with it, and then they will get to that eventually when the Death Riders decide to take out John Moxley. I know a lot of people who watch the show was like, hold up, did John Moxley really cut a babyface promo while winning the championship? Man, talk about some unexpected stuff on this show. The main event, the four-way for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. This was a good match right here. The Ops did got involved, of course, but they did not take too much out of the match for me. I hope that it was going to do that for me because I was enjoying it, and I was like, please don't have me come here and criticizing that part. But the Ops, they were out there just for a little bit. Then people from the back and the refs were able to get rid of them. All 40 guys worked very well in this match. So we get to the end of the match. You know, Hangman giving Samoa Joe these buckshot larians. And it looked like he gonna get him one more, but MJF was coming able to give him the he came in the ring, gave him a low blow. Then MJF hit his heat seeker. 1, 2, 3. Your brand new AEW World Heavyweight Champion Maxwell Jacob Freeman. It made total sense. Samoa Joe, Trans Champion. There's nothing wrong with that. Samoa Joe, one of the all-time greats in professional wrestling. He did not need a long title reign. It made total sense that MJF pinned Samoa Joe because Samoa Joe and MJF last time the match was 1-1 took place at World's End. When Samoa Joe beat him for the championship. The way I was learning a couple words used, I stole videos. I ain't doing it tonight. I gotta work 6 in the morning. Every video cannot be perfect, and I just got to accept that part right there. But the crowd did pop for MJF winning the championship tonight in Chicago, and I'm so happy MJF is the champion. His Triple B back. His Triple B belt will be back on Dynamite. I suspect to see that beautiful brown title, and MJF will have an interview next week. Expect a big time party from the new World Heavyweight Champion. And now that MJF is the champion, who gonna be his first opponent for the world title? We all know about Revolution in March. I guess they would do Swerve. I'm not sure what Hangman gonna do. Samoa Joe, he's still part of the Ops as the trio champion, so they'll figure something out. And I really did enjoy Swerve and Hangman interaction. I cannot forget that part. And the crowd really popped for that stare down, and then they started attacking each other. So I enjoy AEW Worlds, and AEW cannot miss on these pay-per-views, and I hope they continue this in 2026. So, if you watch AEW Worlds and like me, give me your thoughts on the show, negative, positive. I will respond to everybody's comment section per usual. Hit the like button on this video. As always, don't forget, hit the subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.